The following program is a Greenlight Maine production being brought to you in part by Bangor Savings Bank.
It's the way life should be. Greenlight Maine, building Maine's economy. Greenlight Maine, start here, scale here, stay here. It's your Maine and mine, building Maine's economy, one dream at a time. It's the way life should be. Greenlight Maine.
Welcome to the Greenlight Maine College Edition. I'm your host, Julene Gervais, and the way this works is two students pitch each week. The top three go to the finals and compete for more than $20,000 to invest in their companies and help grow Maine's economy. They are impressive and they will make you proud of all that's happening in our great state. We have Colby College on deck, but first we're going to talk to the people who are rooting them on, our judges. First we have Teresa Cody from Bangor Savings Bank. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm the Director of Enterprise Risk Services at Bangor Savings Bank, where I have responsibility for enterprise risk, physical, and information security. I'm incredibly proud to work for an organization that has a 174-year history with a continued focus on our communities, our customers, and our employees.
Wow, 174 years. Awesome. And returning again this season, welcome back Michelle Anderson from Junior Achievement.
Thank you for having me back, Julene. I'm the president and CEO of Junior Achievement of Maine. It is a youth-based nonprofit organization with a mission to inspire and prepare the next generation workforce here in Maine. We focus on financial literacy education, work-ready skills, and building entrepreneurial mindsets, and really can't do it without the incredible support of partners across the state of Maine.
Well, you do so much for students, and we're so lucky to have you here, so thank you. And rounding out our panel, welcome Kim Getchell from the Finance Authority of Maine.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. At FAME, we support and help families attain higher education, and we also support Maine businesses through capital exposure and help them grow. I'm happy to be part of this.
All right, we're going to talk to you in just a few minutes. And first, our first pitch is from Colby College. I'd like to welcome Immova and Hazib whenever you're ready.
Hi, we are Immova, EI for Immigration and Global Mobility. The problem, a friend of mine, Amish, a YC co-founder, struggled to understand the immigration process and whether he could hire international talent. Nowadays, immigration is confused, uncertain, and also expensive. Legal fees run $5,000 to $15,000, and rules are constantly changing. And the process is overwhelming since the cases takes 6 to 12 months. Immigration isn't broken because of the lawyers. It is broken because there is no intelligence layers. To solve the problem, we conduct the research and intake data, structure intake data, and evaluate eligibility with real-time rules and generate a confidence score. The confidence score highlights risk, strengths, and lack areas strength. So we are not replacing the attorneys. We are building the intelligence layer that makes immigration systems more efficient and powerful. So for the business model, the global immigration system is $25 to $35 billion, and $4 to $6 billion of that comes from high-skilled professionals in the US and Europe. We are working on $1 to $2 billion that is US-based high-skilled professionals, visa segments, and our revenue stream based on B2C subscription, which is $39 to $149, and B2B is customized pricing for law firms and employers. So I'm Hasib, CEO and co-founder. I've worked as a software engineering intern at Nike and YC bagged after Quarry, and will be joining Stripe. My co-founder, Nafil, is working at Microsoft and previously worked at Goldman Sachs and Google. Our advisor, Celine, conducted research at MIT and currently is Chief Operating Officer at Delve, a leading startup. So we made during a HackerRank competition at Microsoft, and together we bring the deep technical depth, and we are able to build the infrastructure for immigration system to make it easier. So look, given the funding opportunity, we'll be focusing on product development and legal and compliance. That's what users are asking for. For product development, we'll be enhancing the proactive risk detection and also launching an application. For legal and compliance, we'll be incorporating Delaware C Corp and also collaborating with the attorneys. Join us in building Immova. Thank you.
I'm very impressed by your team, so that's amazing, a lot of experience. All right, Teresa, kick us off.
Sure. Thanks so much for your presentation. Great job. As you can imagine, responsibility for information security. I'm curious about if you could talk a little bit more about security and also responsible AI use.
So we are complying with all the rules and also laws, and we are backed by Delve, our advisor Celine, and she's going to work at Delve, which is a leading startup working for law and law compliance based. And for the immigration system, it's really concerning, but we are obviously following the laws, and we do have the security to take the data from any persons or customers or any startups. Those are ready to work with us.
Great, thank you.
Michelle.
Yeah, great presentation. I'm curious about your target audiences and how you actually market to them. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. So my target audience is startup founders because they are baffled and also perplexed because of the immigration systems. They do not know whether they could hire the international talent. So we are helping to process the immigration, also collaborating with the attorneys. And so startup founders and also the customers, those who are H-1B visas or one visa high-skilled professionals, we'll be definitely helping them. And also if someone wants to check the eligibility, they can do that using our system. And they can see the risk and also their strengths and areas to development.
Great, thanks for your presentation. I enjoyed it. My question is, how do you plan to scale or link this business back to Maine?
So we are currently in Maine-based business because I go to Colby College, and I guess in the immigration system it's complex, and my co-founder is residing in California. So although he is residing, but we are trying to incorporate Maine-based and developing the system and also enhancing in Maine the immigration policy. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you got to get him to move from California
To Maine, yeah.
Yes. Is this supposed to make it more efficient for somebody? Like, is this going to shorten the process?
So it will make it efficient and also short because the process is really complex. In the traditional law firms or any other startups working on, like my competitors, Gale Visa or Legal Voice, they are working for just to collaborate with the attorneys and filing the process. But we are doing in a system, AI-based infrastructure, where they can check their eligibility. Also, if they want to collaborate their attorneys, it's optional. They can do that. And also, by doing that, they can check the score and all the probability.
Perfect. Now, for our folks at home, is there a website that you have that you want
Yes,
to promote?
I do have the website, yeah. This is the website, but we'll be launching as an application.
And it's immova.io.
That's correct, yeah.
Perfect. Well, great answers, great questions. Congratulations on all your success, and we can't wait to follow you on this.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we have another Colby College student, so go Mules. Stay with us. Come on over.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been helping New Englanders thrive by living our You Matter More promise. We invest in Northern New England because your ideas, your well-being, and your business matter to us. Our commitment is reflected in our caring employees, innovative solutions, and investments in local communities. At Bangor Savings Bank, you are at the heart of everything we do because you matter more.
Celebrate Truck Month at Pape Chevrolet with our supplier discount on all new 2025 and 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Score up to $10,000 off MSRP or lease a 2026 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax for $379 a month. Save on the 2026 Silverado 2500 or 3500 HD. All cab styles with 3.9% APR financing for up to 60 months. Plus our free 6-year 100,000-mile powertrain warranty comes standard with the purchase of any new Chevy. Come see why. You always do better at Pape.
I am truly awestruck by the innovation that exists.
The people at Fame are incredibly knowledgeable about small business.
Our role is to help.
But to have people in your corner that will guide you through the whole process is really helpful.
They know what it takes to not just open a business, but ensure that it's successful.
Fame works for Maine, helping businesses and lenders create a bright economic future.
It's about helping Maine grow.
Caring for your teeth, gums, and eyes is a must when it comes to your overall health, but it doesn't have to drain your budget. Delta Dental provides affordable, dependable dental and vision coverage for individuals and families looking for preventive, long-term care. Whether you're still working, retirement is on the horizon, or you're a small business owner, we've got a plan for you. So choose coverage that cares from Delta Dental. Find the plan that's right for you at nedelta.com.
Junior Achievement of Maine accelerates economic mobility for Maine students by equipping them with the skill sets and mindsets to envision choice-filled futures. Thanks to a network of over 800 volunteers across the state, students are being introduced to career pathways they may not know exist, building workforce development skills and accessing professional development networks, all before they graduate. Join JA Maine in ensuring a stronger future for Maine and its students.
At CMP, we do more than just power your community. We invest in Maine's future.
Nearly half of our outages come from one thing: trees crashing down.
That's why we're replacing aging cables with stronger, better protected ones.
And reinforcing our energy grid with steel poles and solid connections, built for Maine's weather.
And we're training the next generation, creating good jobs with competitive wages.
For Mainers like us.
And me.
CMP, where energy meets humanity. Good job, Kelly.
Welcome back to the Greenlight Maine College Edition. We have another Colby College student. I'd like to welcome Charlie Parks from Topa Energy Storage. Whenever you're ready, look right at the judges and have fun.
Hi, my name is Charlie Parks, and I'm the founder and CEO of Topa Energy Storage, where we're proving that a battery's retirement is actually when it becomes most profitable. The problem we're trying to solve is that lithium-ion batteries are retired when they no longer have the capacity needed to fulfill their original purpose, even though they usually have around 70% capacity remaining. Currently, solar installation companies actually pay recycling companies to dispose of old batteries. Based in Waterville, Maine, Topa Energy Storage will offer a cheaper price to solar installation companies to both acquire and repurpose old lithium-ion batteries. The current edge that we have is that we prioritize cost efficiency over weight, serving a market that needs reliable power but not space-age lightness. Lithium-ion batteries are essentially just a collection of individual cells. Our concept is to take old batteries, break them apart into their component cells, test each individual cell for its remaining capacity, and then finally repackage those cells with over 60% capacity remaining into standard commodity sizes. Our value proposition is that although Topa batteries will be 50% heavier than a brand new lithium-ion battery to produce the same energy output, they will be a fraction of the price. Our heavier batteries will be ideal for stationary storage applications and cost-sensitive consumer goods. You may be wondering why now. Tesla Powerwalls and similar home energy systems were introduced in 2015 with an expected lifespan of around 10 years. This means that starting in 2025 and continuing on for the foreseeable future, these batteries will need to be replaced, creating a massive supply of high-quality used lithium-ion products. One Powerwall alone contains over 2,500 individual cells. Disassembly is labor efficient and yields high-volume uniform products. Topa Energy Storage will also utilize strategic sourcing in partnering with Maine-based solar and electric installation companies. It is essential to get into this industry as soon as possible in order to build these good relationships with battery suppliers. So what's in it for each party? For our B2B customers, you get lithium-ion performance at a much cheaper price point. For the environment, we reduce hazardous e-waste. For investors, we offer a high margin commodity business. And finally, for Maine, we bring new economy jobs to the Waterville area and surrounding communities. If we were to win the prize money, we would first of all attend the international meeting on lithium batteries in Montreal this summer to establish Topa as an industry name. And we would also attempt to break apart a partially depleted lithium-ion battery to do some proof of concept testing. Thank you so much for listening, and please join us at Topa Energy Storage as we pioneer the Second Life battery revolution.
Excellent pitch, Charlie, and excellent that you are solving a problem. Teresa.
Great job, Charlie. Thanks so much for sharing. I have a question about space. Like, what are your space needs and resource needs to complete this recycling process?
Yeah, so scalability is our biggest issue. We would need a lot of space to, first of all, acquire the batteries, and then we would need a warehouse to break them down in. Fortunately, the technology has already been developed to test the individual cells. So we would really just need the space and then the capital investment to buy the required technology to break down and test the batteries. We would definitely need a warehouse though, yeah.
Could probably help finding one of those, right, Michelle?
That's right, that's right. Very informative. Thank you so much. I'm curious, as you think about scaling in Maine, what is your biggest challenge today?
Well, our biggest challenge right now is just the proof of concept. We need to make sure it works and we need to make sure it has a place in the industry. So this summer, that's what we're going to try to do with the international meeting on lithium batteries, sort of going to the battery suppliers themselves to see if they actually need this service. Yeah.
Kim.
Great presentation, interesting topic. My question, you mentioned that the batteries that you're refurbishing have about a 60% capacity left in them. So based on that assumption, the person buying those would then have to repurchase them more often because they don't have a full capacity. Is that kind of the thought on that? Like how do you plan that into your business model?
Right, so these batteries are rechargeable. So in applications where the weight doesn't matter, so if you can picture like a highway construction sign that needs to light up for a couple of days on end, those batteries are really expensive. And they're towed in on trucks, so the weight doesn't really matter. So this would be a really cheap alternative for that. And then also if you're thinking about like kids' toys that can be recharged every single day, it doesn't matter if they deplete quicker because you can just recharge them every night.
Thank you.
Awesome. Great questions by our judges, great answers, and congratulations on everything that you've done so far, and we just can't wait to see where you go with this.
Thank you so much.
All right, we have to take a short break, but don't go away. When we come back, our judges are going to deliberate and you won't want to miss it. But first, a word from our sponsors. All right, come on over.
Search engines used to be the gatekeeper, but now AI is. People are asking tools like ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity every day, who should I hire? Who's the best candidate? And AI pulls from credible content. So if you're not showing up in trusted places like news, podcasts, strong websites, you may not show up at all. Public relations today is all about visibility in the systems that recommend you. If you want to be found, you need to be present where AI is looking. I'm Nancy Marshall, the PR maven. I've been in public relations since before the internet, and today, PR is more important than ever to help you get found, get known, and to grow your business.
Albin, Randall, and Bennett, committed to providing accounting solutions to Greenlight Maine startups, working with businesses and organizations that operate locally and nationally. ARBCPA.com.
Watch your savings grow at Pape Subaru's Let Love Bloom event. April showers are no match for the rugged new 2026 Crosstrek. Leasing for only $205 a month. Enjoy the drive this spring in a sleek new 2026 Impreza Sport. Leasing for $209 a month. Or fall in love with the versatile new 2026 Forester. Leasing for only $259 a month. This April, Pape's celebrating local educators with the Pape Subaru VIP $1,000 educator rebate. Stop in and see why you always do better at Pape Subaru.
Junior Achievement of Maine accelerates economic mobility for Maine students by equipping them with the skill sets and mindsets to envision choice-filled futures. Thanks to a network of over 800 volunteers across the state, students are being introduced to career pathways they may not know exist, building workforce development skills and accessing professional development networks, all before they graduate. Join JA Maine in ensuring a stronger future for Maine and its students.
Whether you're a small business or a big business, whether you're cutting edge or looking at a traditional industry in a whole new way, whether you're on the coast, in the city, a small town, wherever, if you're an organization here in Maine, if you want to innovate and if you want to grow, we want to support you. We're the Maine Technology Institute.
Welcome back to the college edition of Greenlight Maine. Our judges have their work cut out for them. These are two awesome pitches, and let's start with Immova, only because Has pitched first. What'd you think?
Absolutely. I thought it was a really good pitch. I really am interested and think he has an opportunity to solve a real problem here and provide a service to employers to centralize that process.
Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. He uses a lot of innovation, and in talking to him, it's really streamlining that visa process using AI, using an app, but also the human component as well. So, yeah, really solving a big need.
Yeah, I agree. The need is there, and I think his thought process to solve that it makes sense, and his thorough research of what he's doing. For me, I also was concerned about how does he tie that back to Maine and make it a sustainable business for Maine and the people of Maine.
Absolutely. You guys spend quite a bit of time with both companies off camera, so you learn a lot. You learn that, he's really going to be helping businesses streamline the process for people trying to get their visas, and absolutely, definitely is a problem and does fulfill a need. So great job. All right, let's switch gears. Topa Energy, again, fulfilling a need.
Absolutely. In my impression, this just doesn't exist. So I was really impressed with the idea to solve a problem that no one else is solving right now. And the sustainability components are incredible.
Yeah, clear value proposition. Doesn't sound like there's much competitors in this space at all. It does sound like the challenge might be skilled workers to move this mission forward. So that does help, though, Maine as well. So I think there are pros and cons there.
Yeah, and space, right? Space is also something to be able to solve.
Yeah, completely agree. I think it's a great concept, and for someone so young to be able to think of something like that and how it can affect us all, I think it was great. I do agree. I think, having that facility here in Maine, creating the jobs that we need, it would be great for technology for us too.
Perfect. If one of them or both of them were to make it to the finals, because you can still lose your round and make it to the finals, what would you like to see if they come back?
A bit more expansion, I think, from Immova on describing really what the process is and the value proposition. I think that would be good to see. And for Topa, I would think I'd be interested in sort of solving some other problems, the delivery, and how we're going to move these items through the system and the process and get them here. I'd be interested in hearing some more expansive thoughts on that.
Nice.
Yeah, I think with Immova, it sounds like there's a lot of complexity, so really making sure we're clear on what those complexities are and how he plans to address the changing AI world. And I think for Charlie, just the long-term sustainability of his organization. What does the next 3 to 5 years look like?
Yeah, I would agree. On Immova, it's more understanding and how the process actually works and who his target market is and his end user on that part of it. And for Topa, I'd really like to learn more about the price point and where he's thinking that lays with the consumers that are going to be using this.
Well, very thoughtful comments. We're going to give you a few more minutes to think about this. It is so tough when we get to this point in the program to pick the winner of the round. But yeah, you got your work cut out for you. So thank you very much. And we're going to take a short break, but don't go away, because when we come back, we'll have our winner. But first, a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
You don't have to do college the usual way. At Thomas College, we do college differently. We do academics differently. We do success differently. We do community differently. We do innovation differently. We do careers differently. Where belonging isn't promised, it's lived. We don't just prepare you for a job, we empower your future. It's time to do college differently.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been helping New Englanders thrive by living our You Matter More promise. We invest in Northern New England because your ideas, your well-being, and your business matter to us. Our commitment is reflected in our caring employees, innovative solutions, and investments in local communities. At Bangor Savings Bank, you are at the heart of everything we do because you matter more.
Junior Achievement of Maine accelerates economic mobility for Maine students by equipping them with the skill sets and mindsets to envision choice-filled futures. Thanks to a network of over 800 volunteers across the state, students are being introduced to career pathways they may not know exist, building workforce development skills and accessing professional development networks, all before they graduate. Join JA Maine in ensuring a stronger future for Maine and its students.
Welcome back to the college edition of Greenlight Maine. It's time to find out who the winner is, but no matter what happens today, Colby College wins. All right, let's find out who gets the green light. Judges, I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. And that means Topa Energy Storage is today's winner. Congratulations to Charlie. You're moving on in the competition. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. We appreciate your support and your comments, so please keep them coming. And you can see all of our episodes on greenlightmaine.com. We'll be back.